Like I said, yin practice will cool off sometimes. And so, especially this time of year, I think it's a nice little treat to have a couple blankets handy to either cover up with or to use as a little, physical support for the body. So we'll start with connecting to our breath. So if you want to do that on your back, you can find your back. If you find that you're able to kind of drop into your space from a seated position, just fall into whatever is right for you, especially after a day of heavy snow shoveling. We haven't had a day like that in a while. So just give yourself a moment to really tune into your energy field tonight. Tuning into your space that you're in. Not feeling that you have to stay still as you connect and land, allowing yourself to kind of explore the body and maybe acknowledge there's a little kink in the neck. You can tilt the neck or move. We're just arriving in our physical body and just dropping in. And as we do that, maybe breathing in a nice deep breath to fill the lungs. And then a breath out. Let's give ourselves a few more breaths in and out. Arriving in our space and in our time, our shared time together this evening. Let's begin to transition into the spirit of yin, but it's allowing the natural breath to flow freely. We have our yin and our yang energies that balance each other so beautifully. So our yin practice supports us with just a little dose of yin. We often have a lot of the yang energy, such as shoveling snow. The falling of a snowflake is very yin, it's effortless. There's no goal, it's just a free fall. So maybe taking on the effortlessness of a snowflake tonight, allowing ourselves to just float around the uniqueness of a snowflake and just land wherever we land and to just be. Let's roll our neck maybe back a couple times. You can do half circles or full circles, dropping the chin all the way to the chest. We'll just move the head a little bit before we transition to our first yin shape. Maybe pausing with the chin to the chest. And just feel the passivity of the chin on the chest. The weight of the head is the only thing that's causing the back of the neck to stretch. We're not pressing on it with the backs of our hands or with the strap and pulling down. We're just allowing gravity and the weight of the head to stretch the back of the neck, maybe even that upper back. So that's yin at its finest, is allowing the weight of the body and gravity to offer that stretch. On an exhale, bring the chin up. Maybe bring the hands to the heart center in prayer. Maybe they're in the lap. Just wherever they fall. Again, think snowflake. Just allow whatever's natural to just arise in the space. Feel the natural breath. If you'd like to chant a single Om to begin our practice, you're welcome to. We'll exhale and inhale and exhale for Om. Om. Now let's effortlessly release the hands. Maybe blink the eyes open if they're closed. And then let's extend the legs long. Maybe try it out first with nothing underneath the seat and nothing under the legs. And we'll just see how that feels. So we might notice a stretch in the back of the legs. We'll lift our arms up, maybe just to feel a little lengthening in the spine, and let the arms come down. And then our feet are just effortless. You know, in our other yoga classes, we flex our feet, but in the end, we're just gonna let the feet fall where they fall. And let's just bring our heart forward, and then we're gonna round the spine. So tucking that chin in, rounding the spine, we can bring the chest closer to the legs or as far away as is comfortable. And maybe notice a stretch on the back if we round the spine. You might notice something in the back of the legs. You might notice it in both places. If you want to feel more in the spine, just make sure you're rounding. You can also try bringing the soles of the feet together. And then just rounding the spine, and that might also stretch out that spine. So kind of see where you want to feel the stretch. Do you want to feel it in kind of the hamstrings, the thighs, the groin? Or do you want to feel it in the back? And then settle into the shape that allows your own body to feel that. And we'll be here for about 5 minutes. So I like to cover my legs with a blanket. I even like to drape a blanket over my back. It kind of gives me that hibernation sense to really go inward with my energy and my awareness. Just rounding the spine and allowing the breath to be natural. Knowing that sometimes the natural breath means we let out a sigh every once in a while because that's what's coming up naturally. In Yin Yoga, we often practice a little bit more silence than we may in our other classes. Sometimes the silence in itself will bring things up within us, thoughts or emotions that we didn't know were there. And that's all part of our Yin practice. So let us have access to our innermost aspects of ourselves. When we round our spine, that supports us in accessing our urinary bladder meridian. And that urinary bladder meridian works with our kidneys, our kidney meridians. So this is a way of allowing the body on a subtle level to feel safe. We can bring our meridians of our urinary bladder and our kidneys into balance. So just kind of cultivating that at the beginning of our class. If our kidneys are out of balance, we often might feel a lot of fear within us or around us. And so this supports us in feeling okay, like on an existential level. Like, I'm okay, I'm safe in the world. So we're safe right here in this space. To breathe and to be. Sometimes we might want to come out of the pose and then allow ourselves to come back in when we're ready and find that stretch again. And our yin yoga, it's not about going further into a stretch or deeper into a pose. It's just about feeling the shape in our body. Every body is physically different, so we're all going to feel it in different ways and at different levels of stretch. And so what's beautiful too about yin is that we can just feel into our own space and we're not concerned about what others look like. And that's really easy on Zoom too, to just be in our own space. Let's inhale together and let the breath go. And then another inhale. Maybe sigh. Then our last breath in this shape, let's inhale. And now exhale, let the breath go, leaving the body. And now let's rise up to bring the back up. If you had your feet in butterfly, let the feet be long. And now after every shape in yin yoga, we come into what we call our rebound, which is shavasana. So now we're gonna lie down flat on our back. And we'll be here for about a minute or so. And we just allow that energy that we compressed and that we created some tension in different places. We allow the energy to now to flow freely in a body that's neutral. So maybe we notice some tingling. Might notice the energy flowing in the body in a different way. Let the breath be natural. I often say that the rebound is like that snow globe where you shake up the snow globe and the glitter or the snow flutters around. And then it just gently falls to the floor of the snow globe. It's like that's happening with chi. We've shaken it up. Now we're allowing it to settle, to flow into just the right nook and cranny of the body to support optimal well-being on every level. Just a couple more breaths right here. Now let's exhale. Now we're going to roll over onto our stomach. So come onto the front of the body. We're going to come into our half frog or wide-legged child's pose. So there's options here, and if one of these doesn't feel good, then we'll find something else. So our half frog, that's option 1. You can keep that right leg out. You're going to be on your belly, on your chest, and then just bring that left leg out to the side. The knee might be in line with the hip. It might be down a little lower. That ankle might be in line with the knee, or that ankle might be kind of in more towards that right leg. So that's our first option. Just kind of opening up that left hip a little. Our other option is a wide-legged child's pose. So the knees are super duper wide, and then we sit back. And this is also going to access the hips. So if you want to come into your wide-legged child's pose, you can come into that. You don't have to have the seat on the heels. You can have it lifted. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. So if you're in wide-legged child's pose, we'll be here 5 minutes. If you're in half frog, we'll go half and half. So I'll keep my eye on the time for those that might be in half frog. And then just breathe into the shape. See if you can relax. The other thing about yin yoga is that sometimes it might feel uncomfortable. It should never feel like pain, but there might be a little discomfort, and that's okay. But we're not necessarily seeking it. We don't have to have discomfort for it to be quote unquote working. Our wide-legged child's pose is really nice for that stomach meridian that goes across the knee. And that stomach meridian is what helps us get nourishment out of our experiences. Whether it be a conversation, maybe it's an afternoon shoveling snow. What nourishment can we draw from that? If you're in wide-legged child's pose, we're halfway done. If you're in frog, half frog, bring that left knee in, let the leg be long, and then we're going to bring that right knee out to the side. For half frog on the other side. So making the transition or staying where you are, depending on what shape is serving your body. And then settle into this moment right now. Maybe let the heart drop into the front of the chest, into the floor. And then let the back drop into the heart, just relaxing. then when you're ready, you can come into your rebound, maybe on your stomach, or maybe you come onto your back, but just feeling that chi flow through the body. Complete effortlessness in our rebound. Allowing your body to sink into the floor. Really good job, you guys. Yeah, nice job. Now, if you're on your stomach, roll onto your back. If you're on your back, you're already there. So stay on your back. Legs long. So it's kind of like Shavasana with the lower body. Now our upper body. Exhale to feel the shoulder blades sink into the floor. Then inhale, bring the arms up. So the hands kind of flop towards, the fingers flop towards the inner forearm, the shoulder, yeah. The hands be lazy. And now let the left arm come over the chest. And then the right hand comes onto that right bicep or the right shoulder. So the left hand is long across the body. It might even come down to the floor. And the right hand is on that bicep or shoulder. And gravity and the weight of that right hand is just enough to maybe open up across the shoulder and across that shoulder blade. We're just going to rest here. And if that is uncomfortable at all, then just finding a way to maybe arrange that right arm that isn't uncomfortable on the left, and just let the left arm drape across the body. Put that right hand on the arm is kind of supported and offering a little bit more stretch. Soften the gaze, close the eyes. We have several meridians that go across the arm, but this will especially target that lung and heart. The heart, which is responsible for that joy. But if the heart is ever depleted, it might be a little sadness. So sometimes those emotions might come up when we stretch like this. And our Yin Yoga just creates this space for us to be open to anything that might arise. Make sure that we're breathing. You might notice a little tingle in that left hand as we stretch and as that right hand presses on the arm. Let's inhale. And then exhale, just let that right hand come off the arm. Bring the right hand beside you. Maybe bring the left hand up to the sky and then let it float down like a little snowflake to the side of the body. palms up or palms down, and find our rebound here. Maybe wiggling that shoulder and then finding a little stillness. And we'll inhale, lifting the arms up towards the sky again. The hands are floppy, the wrists are floppy. And then we bring the right arm across the chest, and that left arm comes underneath, and the left hand on the shoulder or that bicep. We'll maybe offer that stretch to the other side. And let's breathe into the back of the body. And then exhale to just let everything be as it is. Letting this shape provide whatever it provides tonight. The precious breath going in and out, and in and out. Just observing the body, the toes, the legs, the arm. And then whenever you're ready, on your own time, on an exhale, release the left hand from the arm, and then bring that right arm to sky. Then let both arms come to your side and find your rebound. Allowing the breath to be natural, not trying to change it or control it. This is our yin breath, just our natural, normal breath, the same breath that we might have if we were seated on the couch. Just relaxing. Now one more breath in. And then exhale, let the breath go. Now our next shape is for the fronts of the legs. So we have a couple options here too. I'm going to show you the first one so we can roll over onto our stomach for that. And then what we'll do is we'll just let our legs be long. We'll bend that left leg. Maybe the left hand finds the foot, and we just hold the foot. If that's a yeah, right, no way, you don't have to find the foot. Just let the foot kind of fall towards the glute. The other option is you roll onto your side. So roll onto your left side. the left arm is like a pillow for your head. So you're gonna lay on your arm. Now your right leg kind of goes out, the knee just kind of comes out like this, kind of to the side. So you're on your left side, the right knee is out, okay? And then that left leg comes behind you, so it's like the same motion as if you were on your stomach. The left foot comes towards the glute, and then maybe you find the foot with your right hand. You could pull on the foot. Otherwise, just lay on your side and pull that heel towards the glute, and the right arm can be wherever it lands. So we're trying to feel a stretch across that left quad. If you don't feel one still, feel free to unmute and I can give other options. Otherwise, find one of those, and then we're just going to hang out and find that yin surrender for about 5 minutes. And go ahead and give yourself permission at any time to release out of the shape and then come back into it when you're ready. And gently closing the eyes. And sometimes when we're in the shape for a while, we might notice the mind wandering. So that's a really good time to maybe give your mind a mantra. The mantra Om can be really supportive for that. Maybe attaching the mantra, just saying it to yourself on the inhale or the exhale. Another nice mantra, more a focus for the brain. You can just inhale and say, I am breathing in. Exhale. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Although that might come across as really pedestrian, it's actually a very powerful way to connect to the present moment because you're connecting body and mind. It's very powerful. Maybe noticing what happens if you relax that left shoulder. That left hand is holding the foot, but what happens if you relax the left shoulder? What happens if you let the foot of that left foot kind of fall out or fall in? Just let gravity take the foot wherever it needs to go. Yeah, how does that affect that stretch on the front of the leg? Our yin practice is also a practice of receptivity, of reflection. So allowing that subconscious, that innerness of ourselves to really reflect. Not that we're cognitively engaged or that we're analyzing, but on a subtle level, the body's just able to kind of reflect on what we've been experiencing. Let's breathe in and breathe out. And inhale. And on an exhale, maybe gently letting go of that foot from the hand, letting the leg come down, and then finding our rebound, maybe on our stomach or on our backs. Maybe if you roll onto your back, it might feel really nice to hug the knees into the chest, especially on that left side where we had our leg bent. If that feels good, hug the knees in. You can rock side to side. And then send the legs long and feel that chi, that rebound. Maybe just noticing how that left leg feels compared to the right leg. Feeling the energy in the body. And you're welcome to stay in your rebound a little bit longer if you'd like. Sometimes we like to stay there for a long time. If you feel like you're ready to move on to the other side, though, just go ahead and either roll onto your right side, the left leg in front, and then catch that right foot with the left hand if you're lying on your side. If you're on your stomach, come onto that stomach and find the right foot with the right hand. And then here we are. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And if this side is a little trickier than the other side, if you have a strap and you want to use a strap, you can. And if it's just too tricky to find that foot behind you, another thing you can do is to come up onto kind of like a low lunge and just bring that foot towards the glute. That's another way to stretch the front of that leg. And kind of bring the heel towards the glute and lean into that hip. So that's another way. If that doesn't feel so good on the stomach, yeah, for sure, bring your hand on the wall, And this is a little more active, but sometimes it's just easier than on the stomach. And if that still doesn't feel very good, another way, this is the way that I usually do it, is sometimes I'll just bring my knee into like a hurdler stretch, like we call it in track, and then lean back. That's not really nice on a lot of people's knees, and so you can really just find what works for you. Sometimes this is the sweet spot. You know, sometimes we might do a stretch on, that you saw me grab that puck. One side we might do one stretch, and on the other side we might do a different one, and that's absolutely normal. I do that a lot of times. And then wherever we are, maybe dropping in by closing the eyes. So even though this shape is a little more active, we close the eyes to bring in that yin aspect. And we breathe too. We have about 5 more breaths here. So even though we have our natural breath, maybe just count 5 natural breaths. And then whenever you get to that last breath, or from wherever you're at, find that rebound. You can come onto your stomach, or maybe you come onto your back. Wherever you land, just like that snowflake, wherever you land, let yourself be neutral. So the legs are straight, arms are out, and feel that chi settle in the body. My teacher, Marcel, will say that yin is all about the rebound. You know, it's not about how deep we go into a stretch or anything like that. It's about honoring our rebound and just letting our body have a rebound. Maybe noticing the right leg now compared to the left. Both legs, the entire body. Now, if you're not on your back, make your way to your back. And our last shape before our Shavasana, we're going to hug our knees into our chest. So maybe you just hug the knees in and you don't bring your hands to your shins. Or you can bring those hands to the shins, and then the weight of the hands and gravity hugs those knees down. You're welcome to stay still, or maybe you rock back and forth, or you make some knee circles to start. And then you settle in to maybe some stillness or just the gentlest of rocks side to side. We've been doing a lot with that stomach meridian tonight. Again, it runs across the knee. That's that part that gives us that nourishment. And then our other meridian that kind of runs on the inside of the leg, it just barely goes in that knee area, is our spleen meridian. And I know that both of you in this room are very kind-hearted, empathetic people. And that's our spleen meridian, that's our spleen. It supports us in being empathetic. And so in the company of such beautiful people, we balance that spleen energy. We balance it so that we have that empathy. We have that trust. And that we are not indifferent. If our spleen is deficient, we have a little bit of indifference. If our spleen is overactive, then we might take on everyone else's problems. So we have that lovely balance where we can have trustworthiness and openness and empathy. We can function and give our gifts to others without being depleted. So we've been doing a lot of that work tonight with our yin practice. So just allowing that into our space. You guys are both very generous, giving people. So it's really important that we recharge together as a community. Allow that yin breath to just come and go. Now this is our last shape. So whenever you're ready for your rebound, your final rebound, also known as Shavasana, go ahead and find that Shavasana and settle into that Shavasana. Just absorbing all of the benefits on levels that we can't even imagine. This practice going into the very depths of our bones and our spirit. Maybe first bringing awareness to that chi in the body, that energy. Sometimes it might feel really thick, like a syrup running through our body. Other times maybe it just feels like prickly energy, or like a foot that fell asleep that's waking up. And sometimes it might not feel like anything. Just dropping into right now. Now let's direct our awareness to our right hand. to the right thumb, relaxing the thumb and relaxing the fingers of the right hand. Relax the palm. Relax the right elbow, the right shoulder. Relax the right side body from the armpit to the hip. The right shoulder blade. The right mid-back, lower back. Relax the right thigh, the back of the right thigh. The right kneecap. The right ankle. The entire right leg relaxes. Let go of any effort in the right foot, the sole of the foot, the big toe, the pinky toe, and all of the toes of the right foot. Relax the entire right side of the body. Now bringing your awareness to the left big toe, relaxing the left big toe, the pinky toe of the left foot, and all of the toes of the left foot. Relax the sole of the left foot, the ankle, the calf and the shin of the left foot, left leg, the left kneecap, the left hip, the entire left leg. Relax the left side body, the left armpit, the left low back, mid back, and the left shoulder blade. Relax the left shoulder, the left elbow, the bicep, the forearm, the palm of the left hand, the fingers of the left hand, the left thumb. Relax the entire left side of the body. Relax the entire front of the body, the entire back of the body. Relax the right cheek, the left cheek, the right nostril, left nostril, top lip, bottom lip, chin, jaw, throat, the entire face. Relax the whole body. The whole body. Relax. 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 With as little effort as possible, just scan the body from toe to head. Relax. And now as gently and with as little effort as possible, holding this space that you're in, just gently roll over and come to a seated position, but there's no rush. Allow yourself to come up at your own time, at your own space, your own rate. And then scan the body when you get to your seated position. You can have your hands on your lap, or you can have your hands at your heart center. And thank yourself for being here this evening. To give to yourself. Send some love to the others in this room tonight. Then we'll exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Namaste. Thanks, guys.